So what are the other types of researches? The first one among them is one-time research or longitudinal research. Now, what is this one-time research? In this case, the research is confined to a single time period, whereas in the longitudinal type, the research is carried out on several time periods. Now, what exactly this means? Suppose a person is having fever. Now, once you administer whatever the tests you want to carry out on that person, you carry out. They are applicable for that particular symptom. Next time when he comes to you as a patient, the symptoms, though they may be similar, but the tests you may not carry out the same. Now, whenever people now in the present situation, people go to a doctor with fever, they first say, okay, RT-PCR. So these are situation based and one time. For that particular condition, okay, today you are carrying out those tests. The next time they are not repeated again. They may not be because the so because of these one time researches, always you have in one time research, what you have is for that particular case, for that particular period, the tests are carried out. Similarly, say the fruit market or something if you take. Now for today's or situation, so which fruits are there, how many, what is the percentage of which fruit and in what quality they are available. So for that day they are. Tomorrow the situation is different. So like this, whatever you carry out for once and every time they may be repetitive. So such things come under one-time researches. Now the longitudinal researches are, they can be repeated over a time. See, cold comes often. So for every cold symptomatically, they need not do any testing or anything, just by symptomatic conditions, they will prescribe the medicines. So this is regarding one time and longitudinal. Longitudinal over a period of time and one time only once it is carried out. The next one, field setting research or laboratory research or simulation research. Now field setting, see the civil engineers. On the field they go and they carry out the certain tests, leveling and all, or whatever water level testing and all. So they are specific to field. So this research has to be carried out on the field. Or even the temperature monitoring for a particular industry, that has to be carried out at that particular field. So these come under field settings. Now, laboratory research. Now, in the lab, you collect some samples, say blood samples are collected, urine samples are collected, then test them. So these come under the laboratory research type. Again, this laboratory research and one-time research, what examples I gave, they are matching. In the laboratory, once you take the blood sample and do it, that is for that particular time. One-time research it is. In the lab, it is carried out. Next, simulation research. Now, what is this? Simulators, all of us know. So we use the simulators, we keep on changing the values and accordingly we build some conclusions. So these simulation researches can be comparative type also or logical type also, or they can be one time also. So these researches basically are to be carried out as per the requirement. So depending upon the conditions or the environmental conditions. Now what blood test, what sample I gave, that is environmental condition. Or field setting also, like water level testing and all, again environment based or that area based. So like this, you can carry out these researches. There are varied classes. So as per the need, one carries out these researches. Next category is clinical or diagnostic research. So same example, laboratory research what I gave, that comes under this. Such research follow case study methods. Now when you want to draw conclusions, say some cancer you are detecting, so the some images you take. Now these images are scanned, studied. So for the similar type of a symptom, you are taking multiple cases and studying them and drawing a conclusion. So they are diagnostic type of research. And after doing this, you further dig into the situation that falls in-depth approaches and try to give solution to that. So first you are doing a case study, then in-depth digging you are doing, that comes in diagnostic research. So basically here you want to arrive at a solution or a conclusion. So the case studies always demand a solution or an answer for a problem. You are given a case and detailed study, you may use analytical method, you may use logical method, or you may use correlation, comparison, any of those methods you may apply. But in the end, what it demands is the result or the outcome of that case study. The next type is conclusion oriented and decision oriented. So the previous example what I gave, that demands in the end some solution or conclusion. Like after carrying out so many images we studied, then okay, if the cell is to be cancerous, these are the features. Or if the possibility of a person undergoing heart attacks in the next 1 year are going to be like this, considering his health conditions. So these are conclusion oriented or decision oriented results. So they expect or they demand an answer in the end. So while doing conclusion oriented research, a researcher is free to pick up a problem, that is nothing but a case study, redesign the inquiry as per the case. No, he designs his own questionnaire. Because I give a simple example here I would like to give. See the heart attack rates today and heart attack rates in the last 10 years or 10 years back. Definitely there is an increase. Similarly, the diabetics or the blood pressure cases are also increasing day by day. Now, what rules I had applied or what inputs I had given to my whatever the decision making network 10 years back, they don't hold good now, because our living conditions, our stress levels, our other issues around us have changed. We have evolved in many ways. So because of this, the inputs or the causes causing these health issues are different. Because of this, when I pick up a problem, the redesign the inquiry is equally important. The same questionnaire I cannot put now. I have to redesign the inquiry and then prepare my questionnaire as per today's needs. Then carry out the research. So you can say again, I am bringing in survey into this, the survey based, what we studied in the previous class. So that part I am bringing, plus I am remodifying my questionnaire as per today's needs. So I am bringing in some type of analytics here. Plus, I want a conclusion in the end. So all these three are coming into this. So the conclusion oriented or decision oriented researchers, they may pick up any case study and they may take help of any of these earlier methods what we discussed and come to a conclusion. So the next one is exploratory research. So you're exploring some information. The objective of exploratory research is the development of hypothesis rather than their testing. So kind of a exploration. You want to gather information, you want to collect more and more experiences or life's information, then defining different terms, then coming to a conclusion saying that, okay, this is the broader base you are preparing for later some analytical study. So here you are not concentrating basically on giving results, giving conclusions. So the objective of exploratory research is the development of hypotheses rather than their testing. Whereas formalized research studies are those with substantial structure and with specific hypothesis to be tested. That's what I said. Exploratory research is developing a base for next testing. So you are exploring something and bringing it to a certain level. After that, some analytical decisions on the basis of that you can collect data and then come to a conclusion. So it is not a complete result oriented research. The last type here is historical research. Now, as the name only says, historical research, it's basically based on documents or the old remains or any, like the say, suppose excavations or something. So that kind of a thing where you are developing or collecting the old information and then storing it for again the next one, or you may incorporate some analytical research also into this. So to study events or ideas of the past, including the philosophy of persons and groups at any remote point of time. Now, often we say, like the old scientists, when we see them, when we study their biography or when we read them, or the philosophers, when we read them, suddenly what we do now, we go back to their living conditions from where they evolved. So this historical research is not necessarily the data based. They dig lot of personal information also. Plus the situation, what made them like that. So all these historical researches, or whenever we talk about see these invaders and all, how the Britishers entered our country, what made them. So all those are historical researches, or the other kings who ruled our country. So we always here see like what were the conditions and how exactly what made them enter here. For some people it was a political thing. For some people it was only business. The East India Company and all, they came for only business. Then they started acquiring. For Mughals it was a different issue. So like this, for each one, the historical reasons were different. The end result may be this, but the historical reasons were different. Similarly, what they constructed, historical monuments, under what circumstances they constructed. Now we talk about Taj Mahal, why it was built. So again, the historical research and why it was built with that white marble. So all these data, if you start collecting, you get different varied views. And on that, when you try to draw the conclusion, it is not easy. So it is all basically the different era documents or the remains. And then it is exclusively that researcher's opinion, not the general opinion. So all these historical researchers, they do not give any general opinion of anything. It is exclusively that person's orientation. Whereas in the laboratory research or clinical research, let anybody carry out the research. The end results are same. The vaccination, whatever the people are doing, the results are going to be same. But here in historical researches, because they are based on documents and individual perception, the results may be different. So understand here, historical research completely stands out from all other categories.